Thank you.
Now, see, first of all, I am giving you the syllabus. We'll go through the syllabus and then we'll actually start. So here, okay, before that, I'll give you my introduction. My name is Sanjeev Thakur, Dr. Sanjeev Thakur. I have done the production, then MMS in operations research, and PhD in again operations management. And I'm working with Mumbai University, Mumbai University Department, Alkil Clinics Modi Institute, which is located at Kalina campus only. And last 30 years I'm teaching these quantitative subjects such as mathematics, statistics, operations research, econometrics, quantitative models, etc. For MBA students, that means full-time management, part-time management also. And also I teach engineering and CA students, the same subjects. So, am I audible? Hello, can somebody tell me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
So, okay. So now let us go through the syllabus first. Everybody has, right? You have the syllabus, right?
Yes, we have.
Yes.
Yes.
So here is the syllabus. I think it's been in this. Okay, these are notes. So it's okay, add this. Okay, still, no doubt I know the syllabus entire thing, so I'll just tell you because here I can't.
Hello, sir. Sachin
Yeah.
here. You can open that document in Google Chrome also. In Google Chrome, you can view that PDF. Maybe it's
Achha.
problem with your add-on.
Okay, those are notes, but whatever I have seen just now, na? So those are notes. What I'll do is, so because I'm comfortable with that Google Meet. This I have to. So you have various topics such as introduction to statistics, then measure of central tendency, that is averages and all. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
we can.
Yes.
So that introduction and all, you can see, right? So
Yes, yes.
then you have a measure of central tendency, measure of dispersion. After that, we have testing of hypothesis. Mainly, your syllabus is on the basis of testing of hypothesis. So, but before that, we should know what is statistics. Okay, so if somebody asks you what is statistics, what comes to your mind? Let me know. It should be interactive, so you can unmute yourself and talk. Yes, tell me, if I say the word statistics, what comes to your mind? Yeah,
Sir, representing data in the form of graphs.
graphs, yes. Then
So I think it can be more of a statistic, can be an year-on-year trend or kind of an year-on-year analysis, which we can present it.
okay, trend analysis. Yes.
Yeah,
So
a trend
yeah, anything
analysis or
else?
something like that.
Yeah, so somebody saying that statistics means graphs comes to your mind. Then trend analysis, graph, trend analysis. Anything else? Yeah. Yes, tell me. Even numbers for that matter, right? Whenever we read any newspaper, you say now this war which is going on between Russia and Ukraine, they're saying that so many people died. So that is also statistics, right? So even simply a number is also, that is the statistic that is collected, right? So even some people feel that graphs, charts, diagrams, these are the various forms by which whenever we say statistics, that comes to our mind, right? So basically, what is this statistics? It is actually everything. So I'll give you one simple example and the usefulness of statistics. Now, see, suppose some multinational wants to enter India and they are in a particular product, new product they want to launch. So what they will do? Tell me what they will do. Yes. Hello.
Market research. Market research.
Market research. So market research means exactly what they will do. They will.
They will do
Yeah.
the collection of data.
Collection of various data.
So first is collection of data. How will they collect the data? So by yes.
Survey,
Primary and secondary
Survey.
resources.
Primary, secondary resources, correct. So basically, primary resource will be, they will have to write a questionnaire, we have to frame a questionnaire, and then that questionnaire will have to be filled, correct? Right? In market, they will have to go around and collect that or get those questionnaires filled, and then that questionnaires, now there may be 1 lakh questionnaires. What they will do with those questionnaires then further?
they will organize the data.
Come on.
Organize the data.
Yeah, so that
Right. On that basis, they will.
they have to organize the data, they have to tabulate the data, they have to classify the data, right? After that, what is the step? They have classified and all. But after that, what is the step?
They will do the statistics on the data.
Analysis
they
of
will
the data.
analysis.
They will have to actually analyze the data, correct? So, first step is to collect, then we have to organize the data properly. We have to put it in the tabular form, or we may draw some diagrams, or we have to present that data, and then we have to analyze that data. So in that analysis, what type of analysis is done. So that is our syllabus actually. So this analysis part is, first part is measure of central tendency. In case of analysis, we calculate average. Then we calculate also dispersion. Then we calculate skewness, kurtosis. Right? So that is analysis part. Now once this analysis is done, what is the further step? Yes? Can you visualize?
Present the data. Or
That is before analysis presentation has to be done. So we have already covered that. Yes?
Building models according to the
Yeah,
data.
building model.
Prediction models.
That is also, yeah, prediction. It depends on what kind of study we are doing.
Yes.
So there can be regression analysis, there can be correlation analysis also. That also comes under analysis part only. You are right, but that is not in this particular course. Okay, so we have only measure of central tendency, measure of dispersion. Basically, these two chapters are in depth. Now, but whatever we are doing, so we have to conclude. For example, now I said that we have to introduce the product in the market. So entire market is very big, say entire India. Okay, but our survey which we have done, for that we have collected a sample. So for this sample, we may calculate something. Okay, for this sample, but we have to generalize it for the population. That means entire India. We have to generalize it for the entire India, and here where that testing of hypothesis comes. Fine. So, for example, I give you an example, very simple example. Suppose if I want to find out what is the average height of male Indian who is above 18 years. Okay, what is the average height? So, in that case, I cannot go and count each and every person who is male, Indian, above 18, take his height, add all those heights and divide it by that number. That's a very tedious process. So what I'll do is, I'll have to assume something for this population. So I'll assume it's not. Hypothesis I'll make some, it is termed as null hypothesis. It's not mu is equal to 5 feet. I feel that 5 feet 6 inches is the average height of male Indian who is above it. Okay, but on the basis of sample, I got X bar, that is mean height of those people I got, and that comes out to be say 5 feet 5 inches for a particular sample, which has come to 5 feet 5 inches. So whether this 1 inch difference which exists, whether on this basis can we accept that mean height is 5 feet 6 inches, that is what is testing of hypothesis. So whenever we have to generalize, then we come to testing of hypothesis, and for that you have the rest of the syllabus consists of this part. So we have to test arithmetic mean, we have to test proportion, we have to test correlation coefficient, and also we have to carry out ANOVA F test. Means there are various situations. Sometimes we take it, we conduct only when data is only one sample only is there. Sometimes there are two different populations have to be tested. Sometimes frequencies have to be tested. So on that basis the test differs. So there are various tests which will be covered in this particular syllabus. Okay. So this is the overview of the syllabus. Now we will actually start. Do you have syllabus with you right now? Anybody has?
Yes.
Can you read out the topics?
Sir, it is shared in this group chat.
Yes.
Yeah, you want to contents?
Yeah, content.
Titles?
Yeah, title. Acha, you have shared.
Yeah, first one is, no, I haven't shared. Shall I share? Share my screen?
Here some document is there.
Can you allow me to share, because I'm not able to share my screen? The host can host
No,
must
no,
be
you
allowed
just
to
read out,
share.
no, otherwise just read out, no?
Okay, sure. The first one is introduction to
Topic.
statistics.
Yes.
Second, data collection and presentation. Third is measures of dispersion. Fourth is permutations and combinations. Fourth is probability. Sixth is
Permutation,
random.
combination, and then
Yeah, permutation combination. Fifth is probability.
yes.
Sixth is random
Probability.
variable and its probability distribution. Seventh is
Okay.
introduction to sampling and reasons for sampling. Eight is sampling types and methods, random sampling and non-random sampling. Ninth is testing of hypothesis, one
Hypothesis.
sample. 10th one is testing of hypothesis, 2 samples.
So what I have covered is I have given you this in this particular just now whatever we have covered is we have covered measure of central tendency, then measure of dispersion and testing of hypothesis. We have to also cover probability part. Okay, probability and random variable risk. So what is probability? Yes, can you define probability? Yes,
What are the
someone
maximum
can
or
someone
minimum
define?
chances of getting some sample or random sampling?
So it's basically chances. Okay, probability is a chance of occurrence. Okay, so means see this product which what the example which I have given was a multinational wants to know whether the product will be successful in Indian market, right? The new market. So actually, whenever they are carrying out this survey, at the end they will come out with certain probability that what is the probability that their product will be successful in the market. Okay, so that is what is the concept of probability. So there are 4 approaches of probability. Whenever I will go in depth, that time it will be covered. There are 4 approaches and each approach will be covered in depth. Then we will also see what is random variable. And permutation combination is a topic before before probability. It has to be studied before probability. So what is permutation, what is combination, what is factorial notation, all that is covered in this particular in that permutation and combination chapter. I just give you a small this on permutation and combination. You must have, some of you must have studied no permutation and combination previously. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Can somebody tell me what is permutation and what is combination? Whatever. Yes. Yeah, come on. Yes, somebody. Can somebody tell me?
Like permutation is an arrangement of an selected particular in a linear order.
Yeah, and combination.
Arrangement of an elements in a specific order, in specific combinations.
So it is. I'll tell you exact what is the difference between permutation and combination. Suppose if I want to select 2 people out of 3 people. Okay. First of all, I will give you the formula for permutation. Suppose we have NPR, you must have studied this is n factorial upon n minus r factorial. Okay, and NCR is n factorial upon n minus r factorial into r factorial. This is the formula. Okay, so suppose if we take 3p2, then it is 3 factorial upon 3 minus 2 factorial, and 3c2 which is 3 factorial upon 3 minus 2 factorial into 2 factorial. So here what happens, it is 3 factorial is 3 into 2 into 1 and this is 1 factorial, so it is 1. In this case, it is 3 into 2 into 1 upon 1 factorial is 1 and 2 factorial is 2 into 1. So your answer is 3 here and here your answer is 6. So 3p2 is 6 and 3c2 is 3. This is mathematical. Now let us see what is the actual meaning and then you will come to know what is the difference between permutation and combination. Suppose there are 3 people A, B, C and if I want to select, yes, hello? Anybody else doubt? Suppose you want to select 2 people out of these 3 people. So how will I select? I'll select AB or BA or then BC or CB and AC and CA. Right? So there are these many ways, 6 ways. Okay. Now suppose the purpose is playing chess. In that case, AB and BA means it is one and the same thing. Suppose if I select A first and B second, or B first and A second, both AB are going to get chance to play, right? And hence this order doesn't matter. So AB is equal to BA only, and hence if you are going to play chess, if you are selecting 2 people out of 3 people for playing chess, then there are only 3 ways. Okay, and hence this becomes combination. So your answer is this way: 2 people out of 3 people, where the order is not important, order of selection is not important, then it becomes a combination. And if order of selection is important, then it becomes permutation. For example, if it is price distribution, first prize is say 1 lakh rupees and second prize is 10,000 rupees. So here A is selected first, so A will get 1 lakh and B will get 10,000. Here B is selected first, so B gets 1 lakh and A gets 10,000. So this order matters. So AB is not equal to BA in that case, and hence in that case we get 6 different ways. So it becomes a part of permutation. Okay, so in permutation, order is important. Order of in which we select people becomes important. Then it becomes a permutation. Is that clear? Yes. So
Yes, sir. Clear.
So this is just an overview I have given you of the syllabus. Now we'll actually start with the subject. Okay. Just a minute. So we'll now start with introductory part. So introduction. The word statistics. Can you see the screen properly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The word statistics conveys variety of meaning to different people. To some people, it is imposing form of mathematics, whereas to others, it is tables, charts, figures, which are commonly found in newspaper, books, reports, speeches, television. Number plays an essential role in statistics. They provide raw material. This material must be processed. Okay, this material must be processed so that it becomes useful to take decision. And that is why statistics is a decision science. In case of statistics, we decide something. Okay, as I told you that whether the product has to be introduced in the market, they will carry out survey, they will do the analysis, they will do testing, and finally they will take a decision that whether to introduce the product in the market or not. That is our decision. Okay, and future by nature is uncertain. This decision they will take today, but whether product will be actually successful or not, that we cannot find out, and hence there is always a probability associated, because by nature is means future by nature is unpredictable, and hence we find out a probability for that. So the study of statistics involves method of refining numerical information into useful form. Those 1 lakh questionnaires we have filled, but those questionnaires that whatever we have collected, that the information that we have collected, we have to put it in the useful form so that we can take decision. Thus, the word statistics refers to either a quantitative data or a method of dealing with quantitative data. So it can be actual data also. We use the word statistics, but also the methods by which we can deal with this data, that is also statistics. And thus statistics is nothing but collection. Collection means collection of data, organization, presentation, analysis, and interpretation. This interpretation is most important. It requires very high skill to interpret the data of quantitative data. So it's basically a 5-step procedure: collection, organization, then presentation, analysis, and interpretation. Okay, so now we'll see. So basically it is termed as statistical methods. Now, so let us see these 5 steps. Statistical method: the large volume of numerical information gives rise to need of systematic methods. See, as I told you, 1 lakh questionnaires we have collected. So information is large and it has to be put in the proper systematic methods, which can be used to organize, present, analyze, and interpret the information effectively. So in collection is the first step. In collection, what we do, it is the first step in statistical investigation, and care must be taken in collecting data as they form the foundation of statistical analysis. Then we'll see in data collection chapter, we'll see the details of what is primary data, secondary data, all that we'll see over there. Then organization: the data collected from public sources are generally not organized. However, a large data collected from survey need to be organized. So we have to see how to organize the data. Then we have to present the data. After the data are organized, it is ready for presentation. It facilitates statistical analysis. It may be in the form of diagrams, graphs, tables, etc. So that we have to present that data. Then comes analysis. After this, it comes analysis. The purpose of analyzing the data is to find out some useful information for decision making. So some information which we are going to take out from the data for making certain proper decisions. And finally, interpretation. It is the last stage in which we draw conclusion. It requires high degree of skill and experience. So what are the functions of statistics? Is it clear this part, 5-step procedure?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Clear?
Yes,
Any
sir.
doubt in this?
No,
No,
sir.
not clear.
So we come to functions of statistics. Just a minute. So first, we have to present facts in the definite form. Statistics simplifies large volume of data, that is mass of data. It facilitates comparison. Then it is useful in formulating hypothesis also. And then prediction, as somebody has said, prediction means it is regression. We have to predict future. Say future sales, what is the sales of the company in next year? What is the population of the country next year? All these kind of predictions can be done. And then finally, we have to formulate suitable policies. Okay, so whenever we do some example, I'll explain you how to make suitable policies also. Limitations of statistics. It does not deal with qualitative data. Okay, so we talk statistics is basically only for quantitative data. Then it does not deal with individual measures. So it talks about on an average phenomena. Okay, average phenomena. As I told you, what is the average height of male Indian? So 5 feet 6 inches. This doesn't mean that a particular particular male member may be 6 feet tall also. So it doesn't talk about individual measure. It is applicable for averages. The results are applicable only on an average. So these are the limitations of statistics. And statistics can be misused also. Applications of statistics in almost every field: business, economics, natural sciences, social sciences, astronomy, administration, etc. Now first, there are certain concepts, basic definitions in statistics. Now what do you mean by, and what letters we are going to use and all that I'll first cover. So constant, a variable can be assumed, a quantity which can be assuming only one value is called a constant. And it is these constant alphabets are used such as A, B, C, etc. So which are not used, pi cannot be used because pi is a specific number, so 22 by 7, or E is 2.718. Now these letters cannot be used for constant, while X and Y also cannot be used. X and Y, they are variables. X, Y, Z, these letters are used for variables. Okay, so for constant A, B, C, D, other than X, Y, Z, you can use this letter. Pi E should be for this specific number, specific constant. Now, what is a variable? What is a variable, and which are the various types of variable that we'll see? A quantity which can vary from one individual or object to another is called a variable. Okay, for example, height of a person. As the person changes, the height differs. Okay, it may be same sometimes, but not always, and hence it is termed as variable. Okay, so the quantity which can vary from one individual or object to another is called variable. It is usually denoted by last letters of alphabets, that is X, Y, and Z. For example, height, weight of student, income, temperature, number of children in a family, etc. That is what is variable. Now, in these examples, can you see one thing? This height, weight, income, temperature, these are different than this number of children. There is some kind of difference between this. And what is that difference? Can somebody tell me? What difference can you observe in this? Yes? Can someone tell me? Yes? Unmute and tell me.
So it's like a number of students basically. The height and weight is not pertaining to one student. It is much more students are there. That's what it says, the variable.
Not exactly. Anybody else?
Basically, it varies for every individual or everyone thing.
That is what is variable.
Yes.
That is how we define variable. But see, I'll explain. Number of children in a family. You will get say 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Exact integers you will get. Right? It won't be 1.5, 1.53, not like that. While temperature, height, they are like this, 22.37 possible, right? So all real numbers. So sometimes the variable takes real numbers, but sometimes it takes only integers. Okay, is it clear?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Clear.
Okay, so number of children, you cannot have 1.15, right? Number of family members, you cannot have 1.34 like this, correct? So real numbers are not possible in certain type of variable, while in others real numbers are possible. So height, weight and all their real numbers are possible. And so that variable is termed as continuous variable. Means it can take any number, and that is why it is continuous. Say temperature of water, it's a continuous variable. The continuous variable, a variable which can assume each and every value within a given range is called a continuous variable. That means it can occur in decimals also. For example, height, weight of a student, speed of bus, the age of shopkeeper, the lifetime of TV, etc. So it's a continuous variable. And that data on continuous variable is called continuous data. Data which can be described by a continuous variable is called continuous data. For example, weights of 50 students in a class, it will be a continuous data. While that integer, number of family members and all, that type of variable is termed as discrete variable because it takes only discrete values. Discrete variable, a variable which can assume only some specific value within a given range is called discrete variable. It cannot occur in decimals. It can occur in whole numbers. For example, number of students in a class, number of flowers on a tree, number of houses in a street, number of chairs in a room, etc. So discrete data which can be described by discrete variable is called discrete data. Number of students in a college. Is that clear? Difference between discrete variable and continuous variable?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Anybody has doubt in this? You have to ask me if you don't understand. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay, sir.
then there is quantitative variable and qualitative variable. Now, what is quantitative variable? A characteristic which varies only in magnitude from an individual to another is called quantitative variable. It can be measurable, for example, wages, price, height, weight, etc. are quantitative. That means wherever the variable on which numerical information is available is termed as quantitative variable. So I repeat, the variable on which numerical measurement is available means it can be measurable, then in that case it is termed as quantitative variable. Okay, so while qualitative variable, a characteristics which varies only in quality from one individual to another is called qualitative variable. It cannot be measured. Say for example, beauty, marital status, married, unmarried, rich, poor, smell. Okay, these are all leadership ability. These are qualitative variables. So we cannot measure it in some kind of number. So those are termed as qualitative variables, and they are also termed as attributes. Okay, is it clear? Qualitative variable, quantitative variable.
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay, so now we'll see this collection of data. Collection of data. Types of data. This is all introductory part which I am covering now today. Types of data. Data refers to any group of measurement or any number of related observations in which we are interested. Okay, the data refers to any group of measurement or any number of related observation in which we are interested. The information can be collected and can be classified as qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative such as leadership ability, beauty, etc. Quantitative data consists of measurement that takes numerical values such as marks, temperature, age. These are quantitative, that is quantitative data. As we know, quantitative data can be classified as discrete and continuous. Discrete data, it takes only integers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, example number of family members. Continuous data takes all real values, any number in decimals also. Yeah.
So screen is blur right now. It's not visible.
What to do with?
You have opened some, yeah, sir. You have opened some document. That's why it is not.
Very good. Right now it's okay, sir. Fine.
Yeah, now it's good. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
No, but this is already covered. Etc. So this will remove. Now,
Only webcam, sir.
now
Yeah.
is it
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Type of data you can see. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
correct?
Yes.
We were here only, no? Your primary data. First, okay. Now, for discrete and continuous, we have seen discrete. It takes only integers. and continuous, it takes all real values. So any number in decimal such as temperature and all. Depending on source of collection, the data can be classified as primary and secondary also. So primary data, it is the data which are collected by the researcher himself. Various methods to collect primary data, it is direct personal interview, then the questionnaire, telephonic interview, schedules sent to enumerators, etc. These are the ways by which primary data is collected. That means here the person, the researcher himself collects the data, so that is primary data. Secondary data, the data which are not originally collected but obtained through published or unpublished sources, they are called primary data, secondary data. For example, census report, government report, magazines, it offers the advantage, it offers various advantages like this. First is highly convenient to use, no need to print forms, hire enumerators, no need of editing, no need of tabulating, and that's why it is much cheaper than primary data. Secondary data is very, very cheap because it is easily available, and hence we do not require that require to spend more. That's why it is cheaper. Now, choice between primary and secondary data. It depends whether to go for primary or secondary. That depends on nature and scope of study. Nature and scope of study. Then availability of financial resources. So if it is an individual, it will be difficult for him to arrange for financial resources, and hence he will go for secondary. But if it is government or some big company, in that case, we can go for primary data. Availability of time also. The degree of accuracy desired. Collecting agencies, it can be individual, government or institution. On that basis, we can decide. Actually, all these factors, we have to be taken together, and accordingly, then we decide whether to go for primary or secondary. For collecting primary data, generally questionnaire method is used, and there are certain principles in framing questionnaire. Okay, so what are those principles? So first is covering letter must be there, introducing the person who is collecting the data and explaining the objective of survey. This has to accompany. Okay, so what is the purpose? That is important. Okay, then second is number of questions should be less. Unnecessary, there should not be additional many questions. Unnecessary, if we put, it is not advisable. Questions should be arranged logically. There should be certain logic in which the question should be arranged. And question should be short, simple to understand. Unambiguous questions should be avoided. Personal questions should be avoided. Questions should be capable of objective type of answers. Questionnaire should be attractive, and questions requiring calculation should be avoided, and if possible, cross-check should be incorporated. Precautions in use of secondary data. Check if the data is suitable for the purpose, whether data are adequate, and whether data are reliable. On that basis, we can select the secondary data. Any doubt in this?
No, sir.
No doubt, sir.
Okay. So this is a this is about types of data. Okay. Now we'll see classification. Classification and tabulation of data. Now, what is classification? It is grouping of related facts into classes. We have to group the data has to be grouped. For example, now what is the objective? It condenses mass of data in such a way that similarities and dissimilarities can be easily seen. It is used for facilitates comparison. Classification will facilitate comparison to pinpoint more significant features of the data. It enables statistical treatment for the data selected. Now, which are the various types of classification? So, we have geographical classification, chronological, qualitative, and quantitative. The geographical is area-wise, city, state, country. This is on the basis of geographical. We classified the data city-wise, state-wise, etc. Chronological on the basis of time. So daily production, monthly salary. This is chronological data. Then qualitative on the basis of attributes, leadership, ability, beauty. Quantitative data when numerical measurement is possible. Then that is quantitative data. Now come to tabulation. One of the simplest and most revealing device for summarizing data and presenting them in meaningful fashion is a statistical table. So we have to see how tables are formed. And what is a table? First of all, table is a systematic arrangement of statistical data in columns and rows. In columns and rows. Purpose of tabulation: simplify the complex data, facilitate comparison, to give identity to data, etc. Now, what are the various parts of table? Table should have a number, it should have title, there should be column headings, there should be row headings. Column headings are termed as captions, while row headings are termed as stub. Body is the numerical information of the table. There can be hand notes, there can be footnotes also. Table can be simple or complex. Simple table. In a simple table, only one characteristic is shown: age and number of employees. See below, this is a simple table. Below 25, how many 11 employees are there? 25 to 35, 33 employees are there. 33, 35 to 45, 45 employees. So this is a simple table. When complex table, in such a table, two or more characteristics are shown. Okay, so more than two or more than one, I am to say, are characteristics are shown. Then it becomes a complex table. For example, here I have taken, this is class, FYBMH, SYTY, male, female. So two characteristics are taken. Your gender and your which year. So there are two, it's a two-way classification, two-way table. So we say it is a complex table. Okay, so two-way, it can be three-way also, four-way, depending on the situation we can construct a table. Now here, this problem we will solve. So this is a complex table, and let us see how to formulate. And is it possible to get that entire data? That also we can check. We have certain data on that basis. Can we find out certain other figures, or which figures we can find out? That one can. So that is the use of this table. So here, this is a complex table. So this is that information that is given in a survey of 370 students from a commerce college, 130 students from science college. So there are in on 370 plus 130. So 500 students are there in on. It is observed that 180 students were studying only CA, 140 only ICWA, 80 boys both CA and ICWA. The rest have offered part-time management course. Out of those studying for ICWA only, 13 were girls and 90 were boys belonging to commerce faculty. Out of 80 studying for ICW and CA both, 72 were from commerce faculty, amongst which 70 were boys. Amongst those who offered part-time management, 50 boys were from science and 30 boys and 10 girls from commerce faculty. Now this, if you put it like this, you may not understand exactly if we want to take certain decisions. And hence we have to put it in the form of a table so that we can find out certain important results. So what type of table? So first of all, we have to find out which are the various on which basis we can classify. So here commerce students are there, science students are there, right? Commerce students, science students. Then there are boys and girls also, and various courses. So it's basically three-way classification, right? Is it clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that's why here what I have taken is course. Then here faculty, commerce and science. Then this commerce and science I have divided as boys and girls total. Boys, girls total. Then again total of boys and total of girls for each this, and then finally this grand total. Okay, then this total. Means suppose if a question is how many students are doing part-time management, then I can say that 100 students are doing, But out of that, how many were boys? How many boys are doing part-time? So 80. So that way we can find it out. Okay, so it becomes easy if it is in the tabular form. So let us see how to construct this particular table. So this way I have first this black color, whatever is seen. So first I have written that whatever is these green letters, this the stubs and captions are written. So table is formed. Now we can fill the data. So in a survey of 370 students from Commerce College. So Commerce total number of students. So here it is 370. Clear? Understood? 370 will be here. Total. Commerce students total. 370. Right? 130 from science. So science total here it is 130. It is observed that 180 were studying only CA. So CA course, how many? 180. So this 180. 140 ICWA. So ICWA is 140. 80 boys, both CA and ICWA. So CA, ICWA, 80. Okay. The rest have offered part-time management course. So that we can calculate. How will you calculate? So 370 plus 130. So together there are 500 students. From this 500, this is cancelled. So we come to know that there are 100 students who are doing part-time management. So red color, these are calculated values. This 500 is 370 plus 130 is 500. And this 100 is 500 minus 80 minus 140 minus 180 here. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Out of those studying for ICWA only, so ICWA only, how many? 130 are studied, 140 are there, only ICWA. 13 were girls. So where this 13 will come? Girls total. This here 13 will come. And 90 were boys belonging to commerce faculty. So we have to see commerce, then boys and ICWA. Here this 90 figure will come. So out of 80, is it clear this part? Why this 90 is here?
Yes, sir.
90 is because 90 were boys. They were boys belonging to commerce faculty who are doing costing. So that figure will be here. Out of 80 studying for ICWA and CA, 80, out of 80, ICWA and CA, 72 were from commerce faculty. So students, so here both girls and boys. So commerce, here it is 72. Amongst which 70 were boys. These were boys. So here, how much it will be? Tell me. What figure will come here?
2.
How many girls from commerce?
2. 2.
2, correct. So here you will get 2. Right? So this is calculated. 72 minus 70 will give you 2. Amongst which 70 were boys. Amongst those who offered part-time management. So part-time management. Hello, can you hear?
Yes.
Yes.
Share screen now. Why it is not coming? It is coming as host disabled participant screen sharing.
So the host is changed.
That Anita madam is a host, na?
Just a minute, sir. I'll change it.
Okay. Can you see properly now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Amongst those who offered part-time management, 50 boys were from science. So from this 100, 50 boys were from science. So science and 50. Science boys, they are 50 here. This 50 will come here. 50 boys were from science and 30 boys, 10 girls from commerce faculty. So commerce,
Sorry, sir. Sorry to interrupt, sir.
yeah.
This 13 girls, which are in total, it should be from commerce, right?
Which
1,
one?
3, 13 girls, 13 were girls, and 90 were boys belong to commerce faculty. So, which are
But
in
then,
total?
एक second. Which is third? See what that line says that out of those studying for ICWA only. So ICWA, this part, ICWA
Yeah.
only. So there are these 140 students who are doing ICWA. From this, 13 were girls.
Girls.
Okay, 13 were girls. So girls total was 13. And then it says that 90 were boys belonging to commerce faculty. So that girls are not belonging to commerce
Okay,
faculty.
okay.
there are total girls, and 90 were boys belonging to commerce faculty. That line is that way. Okay, so 90 boys from commerce faculty. Okay.
Okay. So then, but the total is not matching, right? So 90 plus 13
No,
is
here there will be no. This 13 will be something like here there may be 10 and here there
10.
may be
Yeah,
3.
yeah, right.
But
right.
that remaining will be boys here. So here, see this figure you can calculate. It is 140 minus 30. Okay.
Okay.
140 minus 13 is 127. Okay. These are 127 boys. Now from this 90 are commerce. So here what figure will come? 37. Got it?
Okay.
Are you getting?
Yes.
So this is 37. So like that we can find out certain figures. May not be all figures we may not be able to find out, but certain values we can definitely find it out. Okay?
Yes. Okay. Got it.
And if we want to fill the entire table, then in that case we require some other data also. So accordingly we can go for additional data. Then we will, because here see, entire table cannot be filled, no? Can we fill entire table? Yes, is it possible? Tell me. Hello? It is not possible, right? So we require certain additional data. So which data we require additional? Only that we can find it out and then fill that entire table. We don't have to find out each and every detail. Got it? Hello?
Yes. Got it. Yes. Got it.
So accordingly, the data can be further collected. Is it clear? So
Yes.
this is about complex table. So whenever there are more than two variables, we go for a complex table. Now comes the important part, that is frequency distribution tables. So the subject starts from here now. Table showing frequencies of different values of variable is called frequency distribution table. If the variable is discrete, then we draw discrete frequency table. If the variable is continuous, then we draw continuous frequency distribution table. Now, this problem, the data on 25 families are collected for number of rooms. Construct a suitable frequency distribution table. This is the data, number of rooms, it can be 1 room, 2 rooms, 4 rooms, 3 rooms, etc. So these are 25 families having so many rooms. So how will you form this table? So first of all, we should know that it is a discrete variable, right here. And the range is also small. See, what is the smallest observation? 1, right? Hello? And the largest is 5,
Yes.
correct? So it is not, the range is less only, very, very less, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maximum value. So since the variable will be, as I told you, the variable has to be denoted by letter x, y, z. So here x I have taken. Number of rooms is how x is defined. Since the variable x takes only discrete values, integers, and the range is small, maximum value is 5, minimum is 1, we will form a discrete frequency table. Okay. So how will you form? So x can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. X is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have to go on putting tally marks. Now how to put tally marks? That I will show you on this screen. Can you see the whiteboard? Can you see the board now?
No, sir.
I have to stop sharing screen, then you can see.
It is visible now.
Now it is visible.
Yes.
So, but that now question I have lost. So here, okay, what we'll do? Now, can you see the screen? Sorry, this whiteboard, can you see?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Okay, then I can. I saw, yeah. So here, so X is the number of rooms. Just let me up. Can you see this X? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Can you see
Yes,
whiteboard?
yes, we can
So
see, sir.
X, then tally mark, and then comes frequency. Okay. So first of all, you have to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because maximum is 5, minimum is 1. Now first, how to put tally mark? See, first observation is 1. So in this, you have to put 1 mark, tally mark. Then 1, second observation 2, 2. Third observation is 4. Fourth observation is 3, 4, 2. 3, 4, 2. Like that, you have to go on putting tally mark. Okay. Don't count that how many ones are there and then put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, not like that. You have to go one by one in that order, whatever order it is given. Okay. Is it clear? And when so 1, 2, 4, how many we have completed? 1, 2, 4, 3, 4, 2, 5, 3, 2, 2, 5, 3, 2, 2. Then it is 4, 1, 2, 3, 5. 4, 1, 2. Now, fifth one, we have to cancel it like this. So, we have to make a group of 5 back. Okay. Three, 5. 3, 5. Then comes 1, 3, 5, 1, 3. 1, 3, 5, 1, 3. 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. Okay. So this way, and then you can put here 7, 5, 2, 7, 3, 3. So in all there are 21. This is total. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So just I'll share the screen. You can quickly take down this table for this because now the subject is actually started. Yeah, take down. Did you note it down? And form this table. Hello, can you see? Hello?
Hello, we can see the introduction file only.
Which one?
Introduction file.
Introduction. No. But this one, constructor suitable frequency distribution, can you see?
No.
Seems like your screen is paused.
Now?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yes.
yeah.
Take down this problem. So this is a discrete frequency distribution table.
So you cannot share this Word file with us. We need to write down everything.
Yeah, I'll have to give it to madam and then she will send it to you.
Okay, sir. And actually, I have one question.
Yeah.
Yeah, few of them. So I took an admission, but actually my status is still under the pending mode. And although I don't have received any kind of syllabus, few of them these batch they have received. I don't know from where they have get it. So if someone can guide me from how can I get it? So means I also visited to the Mumbai University for getting the books, but they told me that the books
Admission
are,
is pending, that's why.
yeah, and the books is also still not come to the university. So as of now, I am only having the application form with me. So I don't have any. Apart from that, I don't have anyone. So if
Okay,
anyone
I
can
think
guide me, kindly.
Nita madam na, who was there initially, she may be able to guide you.
Anita madam.
Uh,
Okay.
so,
So
yeah.
can I get her any contact details or means,
Okay. I'll tell her to join now, so you can talk to her.
okay, that is also helpful.
Hello. Anita, madam, there is one student who has some query. Okay, that his admission is pending or something. So I said, you can ask him. You only can help him, no? Acha. Hmm. So where they have to approach? No, I'll tell them. Ah, ah. Acha, okay. Right. And, but suppose they want to meet somebody in the institute, I don't think 112 million. 112 million. Okay. I'll just tell them because the students sometimes ask, na. So just now somebody asked me, I think. Yeah, I think. No, there is no issue. See, this in our regular college also people ask. So there is, you have to help them, na. Yes. Okay. Okay. So, Meenal, na, Meenal and room number. Okay, I tell you. Okay. 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 Yeah, yeah. 8:30. So stop sharing. What I have to do? Stop recording. Okay. But okay. तो अभी चालू है? हाँ हाँ बट वो रिकॉर्डिंग तो मेरे ख्याल से ऐसे ही बीच में स्टॉप हो गया था और नहीं आ रहे ना नहीं आ रहे okay. But then how एक मिनट में I more है नहीं इधर chat participant security stop resume then uh, new stop वीडियो है नहीं है कुछ रिकॉर्डिंग का है ही नहीं उसमें मोर करके एक है ऐसे I'll call वीडियो कॉल है मोर में क्लिक करूँ हाँ अच्छा उधर आ रहा है स्टॉप रिकॉर्डिंग पॉज रिकॉर्डिंग नहीं तो वहां पे जाके स्टॉप करना वहां पे जाके स्टॉप करना Okay. पर बट देन ऊपर तो आना चाहिए था ना रिकॉर्डिंग हो रहा है करके हाँ कंटिन्यूसली है इट इज नॉट देयर ओके 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 राइट अच्छा मिनल एंड रूम नंबर 112 ना ओके थैंक यू राइट ओके हेलो आई Hello? Hello?
Yeah, yes, sir.
I see that query which you have asked, right? Only you have to go to, suppose you go to IDOL, no? You have to go to 112 and meet Meenal. So she can
Okay.
help you with that.
Actually, I already met her and submitted the set of the documents on the 16th of February itself.
Ah,
So from the that day, my status is still showing as a incomplete. Means when I went to the university, no, so that
ah,
time she forwarded one email and just told me
email.
that
Yeah. That is what they
yeah.
said.
So
That you have to
so
send
that
it through email, whatever your queries are. Then they will
yeah.
solve.
So yeah. So I have submitted all the things with her.
Hmm. So again,
But
resend it and let us see that. Because see, I am not a full-time faculty, then neither
okay, no problem then,
faculty
sir. I
members
will visit.
know
Yeah. Yeah.
the
No problem.
administrative part.
No problem, sir. So you just continue with your lecture. I'm just made sure that later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay. So this is clear, completed. Have you completed this sum?
Yes, sir.
Then next is this part. Now form a suitable frequency distribution table for marks obtaining by 50 students out of 100. So here there are 50 students and marks are out of 100. So this is a discrete variable. See, the variable is discrete. There is no data with decimals and all. But the range is very large. Maximum value may be 100 and minimum become maximum is 100. See, this 100 and minimum is 4. So you cannot have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 up to 100. That table will look very odd, you know? And that is why we have to go for intervals. So it can be 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, or it can be 0 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, etc. Okay, is it clear? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So if you go for this class 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, then they are termed as exclusive type of class. And 0 to 10, 10 to 11 to 20, 20, 21 to 30, they are termed as inclusive. Inclusive in the sense both of them are included. While in this case, one is included, other is not included. Okay. So here see 0 to 10, 10 to 20, exclusive type. In this 10 will be included in 10 to 20 and not 0 to 10. Now this is what we will take. But some books take 10, 0 to 10 may 10 can be included in 0 to 10 and not in 10 to 20. That is also, we'll take it like this 0 to 10 and not in 0 to, means it depends. Here it is done like that, and hence you will get, you can form this particular frequency distribution table. Okay. So you can have class intervals like this and form a frequency distribution table, or you take class interval like this and form a distribution table. Then will be included in that. You take it like this, it will be better. Not in, yeah. So suppose if it is taken like this, then you get one, this means here it is clearly mentioned that in this 10 will be included in 10 to 20 and not in 0 to 10, because that becomes confusing where to include 10. Okay, so if you include it here, it is also allowed because certain error is allowed in statistics. There is no hard and fast rule. If it is this way, it becomes much easier because 0 to 10, 11 to 20. So you know that 10 will be included here, not in this, and so on. Okay. So you can have this tally mark and you will get this type of frequency distribution table. Okay. Will you solve this? You take these class intervals, inclusive type, and frequency is this. Come on, do the formulate, construct this table by taking 0 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, that type of class interval. Will you do it?
Yes.
Okay. Start. Hello, I'm in a lecture. Hello, I'm in a lecture. I'll call you after that.
So 49.
Yeah. Now see, whenever I have to stop, that recording will, where it will come on my computer only. Email ID, na? Yeah, there it will come, na? Okay. Yeah, right. Okay. Okay. And if after it comes, I have to upload it something, no? That they mentioned somewhere. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And attendance we don't have to take separately, na? In this only the what participants are seen. Okay. Everything. Okay. 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 Yeah, almost now over, na? It is 8:20. If you want, you can just. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So done. 49. So done.
Yeah, done
49.
now. So you
49.
will get it like this, correct? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Everybody got it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So we let us see certain other definitions and then we'll stop. Class limits. Now, if the class limits for the lowest limits are the lowest and the highest value that can be included in this class. Okay. So 0 to 10 to 20, upper class limit is 20 and lower class limit is 10. 10 to 20 to 30, it is 30 and 20. 10 and 19 and 20 and 29. Suppose this class intervals is like this, then the upper class limit is 19.5 and lower class limit, that 0.5 has to be subtracted from here, so 9.5. Similarly, 20 and 29.5, 20, here 29, 29.5 and 19.5. The class interval or class length difference between upper limit and or lower limit, that is class interval. Then class mark, upper class limit plus lower class limit divided by 2. These are some of the formulae for which by which we can calculate. Okay. Anybody has any doubt in this now? Whatever is covered?
No.
Yes, other students?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, no doubt? So tomorrow we'll continue further. The same time, 6:30 to 8:30. Let me take some class.
Sir, I have one question. Are we going to use PDF only, not the actual
Pardon?
paper? Are you
No,
going
no,
to use
entire,
PDF?
I asked madam, this entire lecture is recorded, which will be sent to you.
No, I'm asking about the document, the book. Are we going to use PDF only, or we will receive some actual book?
Book also you will get. Book
So,
also you will get.
okay, so do we have to go to university to collect it?
That must be, but that admin people will tell you that. Meenan will tell you that.
Okay.
So you can send that query on your email address. That
So
email
just
address.
one query, sir.
Yeah.
So is this a descriptive paper? You said this is a descriptive paper.
Yes, here there will be some mark for internal, 40 mark, and 60 will be external paper. So external paper, there will be big questions also. Okay, it will not be just MCQs.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so we'll stop here. So tomorrow we'll see further part.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.